How are you doing? Today we're going to look at three questions, but I'm actually going to answer one of them. I'm going to answer the middle one. I had a request, and to be honest, I'll admit these questions, when you've never seen a question like this before, it can be pretty tough. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to answer this one, so not too hard, not too easy, and then I'll leave the other ones to you guys as exercises. We want to prove the log to the base 1 over root b of root x is equal to minus log to the base b of x. So the thing that makes this quite difficult is that the bases are different. Okay, let's just take one side. So let's consider I'm going to consider some quantity, let's say, let's consider log to the base 1 over root b of root x, and I'm going to let that equal, say, m. I just picked a random letter. What I'm going to do is I'm now going to manipulate this so that I can change the base so that it's the same as this other b base on the right hand side. So what I can say here is my definition of logs tells me that 1 over root b to the power of m is equal to root x, based on the definition of logs. So that's the first tricky step that most students struggle with. Okay. So the logic here is my log is telling me 1 over root b to the power of what is equal to root x, and in that case that something is my m. Okay, now is my opportunity, because I've now gotten rid of that horrible log. Let's now introduce a log that we want, which is with log to the base b. So I'm going to take log to the base b of both sides. So that becomes log to the base b of 1 over root b to the power of m is equal to log to the base b of root x. Okay, let's carry on. So we have, using our power law, this can be written as m log to the base b of 1 over root b is equal to log to the base b of root x. And I'm now going to get m by itself. So m is equal to log to the base b of root x over log to the base b of 1 over root b. Moving that up over here, I'm now just going to change a few things. So notice that the thing that I'm trying to prove is minus log to the base b of x. So my top bit, I can get an x out of that. If I write that as log to the base b of, instead of writing square root x, I can write x to the power of a half over, and the bottom bit as well, to make that a bit nicer to look at, if I want to write it in terms of b, because that's going to be useful, I can write that as log to the base b of, instead of writing 1 over the square root of b, I can write this as b to the power of minus a half. Make sure you know your index laws, is so important. Okay, and of course that's equal to m. Okay, that's going to help us tremendously. Let's use our power law for logs to say that this is equal to a half log to the base b of x over minus a half log to the base b of b is equal to m. Then the halves will cancel, so I'm left with log to the base b of x over minus log to the base b of b is equal to n. And then the log to the base b of b, remember, when you have log to the base something of the same number, that's always going to be equal to 1. So that can be log to the base b of x divided by minus 1 equals n, which in actual fact is minus log to the base b of x equals m. And remember, the m was also equal to my initial quantity, which was log of 1 over root b, or log to the base 1 over root b of root x. So in actual fact, my conclusion must also be that minus log to the base b of x is equal to log to the base 1 over root b of root x, which was my initial statement. Right up here. Look at that. Nice, nice, nice. Right, and if you want to try the other questions, let me know of your findings in the comments. And take care.